How does Jonathan arrive in your life?
Yeah, so I was aware of Rent before, and I loved Rent, and that was the kind of the extent of my relationship with Jonathan, before this. Hold on one second, there's a sound thing. All right, there you go. And then me and Lin Manuel share a massage therapist called Greg Miele in New York City, who's one of
This
my
is
best.
true. I read somewhere that a massage therapist came into this this story.
And so Lynn is on Greg's table one day, and Lynn says, "Hey, buddy, you're really good friends with Andrew. Do you know if he can sing?" And Greg, being the great he is, just lied through his teeth and said, "Yes, he's the greatest singer since sliced bread, and he's a mixture between Jennifer Hudson and Ariana Grande and Pavarotti, whatever." And as soon as Lynn left the room, Greg calls me and says, "Hey, buddy, can you sing?"
Wow.
And because now you have to, because my reputation is on the line as a liar or otherwise. And then so I ended up meeting up with Lynn, and he asked me himself, and I said, "Well, when do you want
Wait, Garth, stop there quickly. In between that moment with Greg and then meeting Lin Manuel, did you go and go and have singing lessons, or did you?
I didn't have the time. But also I was at the height of my Hamilton in the Heights
Yeah.
obsession. It was as if Lynn was living in my psyche already. I was listening to him on the subway. It was just all the time.
Wow.
Like cooking and like reciting Dear Theodosia and just trying to learn every single lyric, like you used to when you were a teenager learning rap songs. Like I was in that level of obsession. So then to meet him and to go and sit down with him, it was kind of like meeting Mickey Mouse or something. It was like, oh my God, I get to have lunch with my idol. And then he kind of he said he slid across the music and lyrics of Tick Tick Boom to me across the table, and he said, "This won't make sense to you right now, but I promise you it will." And it was this most beautiful moment because I didn't know I had this long lost brother in Jonathan Larson. I didn't know that I had, it was like being reunited with, as I say, a long lost brother, and in art, in heart, in ethics, in kind of a revolutionary longing to change things, in a kind of an understanding of what matters in life in terms of community, in terms of, the dignity of all human beings, the sacredness and the shortness of life, his awareness of those things. But also the problem is I had never sung. I had done, Will Smith's
You had
Miami.
done so. Yeah, no. I've seen you karaoke the hell out of a situation, Garth. But I know you'd never sung sort of publicly.
Yeah,
But did you secretly have faith in your? Like, it's so interesting because we've known each other for a long time, and musical theatre is something that we'd never spoken about. If I'd been asked before, I'd definitely be like, yeah, Garth can sing, but my God, what you did in that movie. When he did ask you, did you in your stomach go, I can do, I know I can do this, I know I'll have to train, or did you have sorry, do
no,
you
no,
know what
no. It's both.
did you feel it was there in you?
It's so. I love the question because it's mysterious. The answer I can't fully put my finger on, but if I was to get close to it, it would be something along the lines of somewhere in between having a knowing that I could get there because I had the longing to get there. Like Justin Timberlake was my hero when I was a kid. Like he is like, and as well as Fred Astaire and Gene Kelly. Like these people were my heroes, like these song and dance men that were able to express themselves poetically through their body, their voice, and their acting ability. So I think secretly I was harboring all my life this longing to reach towards something that I maybe didn't have the courage to admit to myself. And I think in that moment where Lynn said, where I asked him, because I said, when do you want to shoot this? Because he said, can you sing? And I said, well, when do you want to shoot? I didn't answer. I said, when do you want to shoot? And he said, oh no, well, I need more than a year to get myself I never directed a movie. So I need a year to get myself together. And I kind of paused, like I took a beat and I said, yeah, I can sing. Like it was like I think it was a gut feeling of, but then of course once you start the journey owns you, and like, well, now I've jumped in the deep end, and now I have to. It's all well and good having the idea that maybe you can get somewhere, and having the self-belief that maybe you can get somewhere. As we all know, like the best moment is when you book the gig.
Yeah. That 30 seconds.
Yeah, the 30 seconds where you, or like that night, that one dinner where you get to celebrate with your friends and your family.
And then you go, fuck, I've got to do it.
And you have months, if you're lucky, to stress about it, thinking, can I actually ever get to the place where this isn't bad? And then, so then I was, it was that multiplied by a million, because not only was it these new skills, piano playing, singing and dancing, that I had to figure out to get to the point to, because you look at John doing his one-man show, doing Boho Days on YouTube, and he's not just singing, like he's soul crying on pitch, trying to reach the halls of Congress, trying to reach the inner psyche of Ronald Reagan, so that he starts talking about AIDS in public, trying to reach the lonely gay kids throughout America who don't feel like they belong, and where their own political system is telling them that they don't belong. He's actually singing to the back row of the galaxy, trying to change the fabric of the culture, and he's not concerned with how he sounds. So I had to get to that point where I was, whether I'm in my living room as John, bashing away at the keyboard in my boxer shorts and my robe, or in New York Theatre Workshop doing Tick Tick Boom, or in my own fantasy world, where I feel filled up with, all of the voices of my generation who are longing to be heard, who are longing to be seen, to the point where I forget if I sound good or if I sound like, it's none of my business. The business is changing the world, because that's what was like pregnant and alive in John throughout his very short and like kind of brightly burning, brilliant life, was all of this possibility. He had the song in him that would change the culture and change the psyche of a generation. He knew it. No one else did, but he did. And it wasn't until after he passed away that everyone finally woke up to what he was bringing. So yeah, for me, it's like, I was like, okay, yeah, I can sing, sure. It's like, no, it's beyond singing. It's like, it's using singing to change the world. And I think that challenge was the thing that excited me the most, but also, of course, was like, then we start the journey and we go, well, am I going to get there? Am I going to be able to fully ever honor this soul that was so important and continues to be so important to so many?